Welcome to Lone Star Conference Media Day. I'm Midwestern State Sports Information Director Trey Reed. Along with me today is senior forward Skyler Warrick from Wellington, Texas. Well, Sky, we have a new year coming on. You had a great ending to last season. Talk about what it meant to you for the Lone Star Conference Tournament. First of all, you guys got on a really good roll.
Well, the Lone Star Conference Tournament was something that we set out to win the very beginning of the season. That we all put our minds to it. We all bought in as a team, and that last game just being as dramatic as it was the perfect, kicker going off into the NCAA tournament, and it was just a great feeling as a team, and for myself, seeing as where we've come from as a program to just win the Lone Star Conference Tournament was an amazing feeling.
It was one of those great times where it seemed like the team really came together, and you went to a higher level during the conference tournament. Mm-hmm. What was the feeling in the locker room and carrying out on the floor?
Well, just in the locker room, everyone, we knew what we needed to get done to push ourselves, and having those goals set all season. We knew we had worked too hard to let everything fall apart in the postseason. The postseason is what you work all season for, and so just coming together as a team and really, pushing ourselves every day in practice and pushing each other as individuals and everything.
Just a great finish. You guys were down 12 points with about 11 minutes to go. I mean, was there ever any doubt? Didn't seem like there was any kind of stress going on during the game. It seems like you guys just knew you were going to eventually work your way back into the game. You can't really let yourself think that, there's 11 minutes. That's a lot of time to play. You can't ever let yourself get down, because this game is a game of momentum, and momentum switches back and forth constantly, and I don't really think that there was any doubt. I don't really think that, we ever thought in our minds that we couldn't win. It was just, we got to buckle down and do what needs to get done. And the level of play in the Lone Star Conference obviously pretty high. There's a lot of rivalries. It seems like the more you have success, the more the rivalries are. And obviously, you guys getting into the semifinal round against Tarleton State. You guys played them 4 times last year. That was a big deal for you guys. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Tarleton's they're always ranked in the top of the conference. They're always a good opponent, and that rivalry is there. That's always, that's a great rivalry for the conference, and we just wanted to go into that game and just prove that we can be at the top of the conference as well. We wanted to be one of those top teams, and beating Tarleton 4 times, I think, proved last year that we deserve to be at the top.
And it seemed like it couldn't be any other way. You had Tarleton twice, starting opening the regional round with them, but really the conference championship going back to West Texas A&M, someone that you're really familiar with,
yeah.
From the Panhandle. That seems to be a common thread with most of the girls. I know Coach Johnson the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, WT is another, rivalry team. They have a history of being, at the top of the conference, and they're always a tough opponent, always. And we went into that game knowing that it was the championship game. There was probably a little bit more pressure, but I don't think we put any of that on our shoulders. We wanted to go in there, play our game, and just come out with a victory.
That was really historically a great deal for Midwestern. As you guys won the conference for the first time since 2001, advanced to the regionals, and won not one but 2 games. The MSU the women's program had never won in the postseason, so that was a pretty big deal. So really a great year. Get Colorado Mesa within a bucket there at the end. How do you take that into this year as a positive? I know the team was really disappointed following that game.
Well, coming into this year, you just got to kind of remember that feeling that you felt and do everything you can to not feel that again. We talk about that all the time in practice. we worked so hard last year, and we want to use last year as kind of a platform for this year. We're not the same team, but we've set similar goals, and we're trying to use that heartache and that gut-wrenching feeling that we felt after that loss to kind of propel us forward into this year and do anything we can to not feel that ever again.
It's hard moving into this season without discussing preseason rankings, 7th in the D2 bulletin, and then as it came out pretty recently in the WBCA, coming out to number 10. Those are things that you haven't had to deal with since you've been here, and really the program hasn't either. How do you take those things for what they are and move on?
Well, rankings are just everyone else's perception of where they think you are, where you stand among everyone else. And no one's really had a chance to see us play this year, and I don't think rankings really mean anything. And we accept them for what they are, and we just want to prove that we can be better. And it only matters where you end up in March, really. So at the end of the season, we want to be that last team left. We want to be number 1. So that's really all that matters.
Thanks, Sky. You guys have a great year this year. Thanks
Thank
for
you.
coming on.
Thank you.
Once again, this is Trey Reed with the Lone Star Conference Media Day.